Welcome everyone to the live stream Q&A for Nomad Summit 2026 in Chiang Mai. My name is Christoph, and with me here today is
Alexandra. Hello everyone.
The two of us are the co-hosts of the Nomad Summit. If you've been there this year in Chiang Mai in January, you have seen us already, and we're super excited to now be pulling up the next version that's going to be the best and the biggest Nomad Summit yet. But let's first look into what happened this year and what you might have missed and what we're building on for next year. The Nomad Summit is a weekend conference and a full week of independent side events. So we have the Saturday and the Sunday in the Shangri-La Hotel in Chiang Mai. That's our main venue. And among those sessions there, we have inspiring talks, we have panel discussions, and a lot of content for everyone along their journey from employee to remote employee to freelancer to founder to business owner to investor. So this classic staircase to financial freedom and location independence. And the Nomad Summit is your platform where you meet everyone along those stages. So whether you're at the very beginning and want to mix and mingle with people on the same stage and get inspired by those ahead of you, or you are already a seasoned location independent entrepreneur, the Nomad Summit is the place where you meet your tribe and where you get the inspiration and the knowledge of what's coming next, who is doing what. So we are finding this balance between education, entertainment, and connection. So all three dimensions of a good event you'll find at the Nomad Summit. We had around 250 attendees this year, and we are definitely working on making this bigger and better. We heard a lot from the community already of people who are who have decided already to come, and also we are already selling quite some early bird tickets. We'll get to that later in a bit and why it makes sense to buy your ticket now. As I mentioned, and I think Alexandra is the one who wants to dive a little bit deeper into this, it's a weekend conference and it's a full week of independent side events. Alexandra was the one who pulled this off this year, and maybe you want to tell a little bit more about what Nomad Week is.
Yeah, sure. Nomad Week is the week of community-led events that is happening after the main conference. This was a concept that we tried for the first time last January, and it turned out to be a huge success. We had 56 Nomad Week side events, all kinds of stuff, and we'll show you some examples in a bit and tell you more about it. But this is basically a platform for all the conference members and attendees to host their own event, to gather people that have something in common with them or something around their interests. And it's a whole range of things, starting from workshops, masterminds, to even therapy walks and hikes and painting workshops and any kind of stuff as an attendee you can host to be a part of a Nomad Week.
Thank you, Alexandra. We also tried something new this year at the Nomad Summit that I've actually never seen anywhere else at the conference, and also not since then. And that's like, if you go to a conference and you maybe don't know anybody yet, the lunch breaks and the coffee breaks can always be a little bit of a gamble if you meet cool people or not. And we tried to make serendipity happen by using AI to assign people according to their interest and their stages of life to a table with people where they would have touch points and conversations. And that worked really, really well. So this year it was just like a last minute idea and a very last minute non-tested implementation. And so it still worked out this year with all the positive feedback we got. We will definitely make it happen that over this 5-star lunch buffet of Shangri-La, you not only have good food, but you meet the right people that you have a lot of topics in common with over that lunch around your table. And there were parties, Alexandra, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. The connection and the community part of the Nomad Summit.
So here it says 4 unforgettable parties. I think this is also counting our little opening mixer on the Friday evening when we have the registration desk at the Shangri-La and are already meeting all for a drink down by the pool. But I think we don't want to encourage people to party here too much because that's before the good stuff happens. So the conference then starts next morning on Saturday. And actually, yes, between the 2 conference days, there is an after party Friday evening. We had a beautiful spot right by the river where everyone came together, the speakers, the attendees, but this was kind of an exclusive event for attendees only, while then the next one on the Sunday afternoon was the legendary pool party at Shangri-La's pool, which is the biggest one in town. We had DJs there, and this was also then the transition from the conference and the attendees only to the Nomad Week. So here, this was open also for the local crowd, for expats that are living in Chiang Mai, and for other digital nomads that didn't join the conference. And then, of course, by the end of Nomad Week, we had a final closing party where everyone came together. I think, yeah, next slide is about the too many connections to count that you will make in Chiang Mai. That's definitely something we can easily promise. There's a hell lot of really, really interesting people, just like yourself, and you will have the opportunity to meet them. And we make everything that we can. We do everything that we can in order to make these connections happen. So our team is highly encouraged to introduce people, especially if you're more like an introvert type of person, and you might end up during a coffee break, standing in a corner with no one talking to you. We will make sure that you will be introduced to someone, and we'll have a good time and a good conversation. But no worries, we're not forcing you. You will get your me time as well if you want. But me time is not what people come for during those 2.5 days for the main conference and then the side events. Here's a quick recap of what to expect when, what day. You will also find all this information on our website. And I guess if you are joining this Q&A, you're already subscribed to our email newsletter. So we'll make sure that all this information is landing in your inbox. Now we're talking about the ticketing. You might have seen already, we're selling the early bird tickets, and we sell them at 2 different price points. We had that this year already, and we wanted to make sure that the premium tickets are definitely worth it by having some additional digital perks this year, and now we are upgrading them. So with the regular perk, the regular ticket, you have admission to everything, to the main conference, to the lunch buffet, the after party, the pool party, and all the side events. So one key element of these side events is, as Alexandra already mentioned, they are an open platform for all the attendees to attend and to host. So if you want to hold a side event, and I think somewhere in this slide deck are some examples for those side events that we had, might come a little bit later. If you want to host whatever you want and you think you have an audience for that, all the Nomad Summit attendees have free access to that, but also these side events are available for people outside of the Nomad Summit for a fee. With a regular ticket, you do have free access, but there are some additional perks for premium tickets. And some that we have newly introduced is an early booking access for the side events. That's something we learned a lot from this year, and we want to manage a little bit better on how people can sign up and how to make sure that there are no-shows, so that the commitment works and that people actually decide which side events they want to go to and then actually show up. And one of the ways to do that is to give a little bit a head start of 1 day for premium ticket holders. We'll have a fast track registration. We recorded all our sessions, and you might have seen of this year, still not all of them are up in YouTube, but we'll make sure that the premium ticket holders will have access to all the recordings within a week after Nomad Summit. There is a goodie surprise in your swag bag, and there are perks from our partners. And the first one among those, and I think that's now the time to invite someone in addition here to our panel. The first one to add something to the premium ticket perks is our sponsor, Sky. Drum roll for Alex.
Welcome, Alex.
And what is GigSky and who are you?
Well, so first of all, I'm Alex. Thank you for having me today. So I'm with GigSky, so I took my role behind me, as you can see. So just to go through GigSky quickly. So we're, let's say, a virtual mobile network operator providing eSIM solution for traveler in that case. So I'm sure you're already familiar with eSIMs, to avoid huge roaming across countries and so on and so on. And we've decided to join the party for this year in Chiang Mai. So I suppose we'll also be joining you guys during this few days. And why we've partnered, it's because we've recently released a new product that we thought might be helpful, which is a new subscription model, let's say. So where you can get data across 120 plus countries with a fixed amount of data, which in that case might be helpful for digital nomads, freelancer, and so on and so on. So for those people who needs to be connected and who needs to have also a really reliable, let's say, data connection in that case. And this is where GigSky is. This is what we're trying to do in that case. So that's pretty much it. And maybe you want to share about the partner perk and then I will comment on it.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, GigSky is chipping in 1 month of free global data plan for all our premium ticket holders. That means if you sign up for the premium ticket, the entire month of January's data plan will be on GigSky. That means when you land in Thailand, you don't need to deal with getting a local SIM card or anything like that. GigSky is sponsoring this.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, this will cover Thailand, of course. This will also cover 120 plus country for duration of a month. So if you're roaming across Asia during this time, or technically anywhere around the globe, could be helpful. So yeah, we're happy to provide this small benefit for your testing in that case, and I'm sure there will be opportunities for us to meet and find ideas on how maybe we could work more together, collaborate, and so on and so on. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Alex. I'm sending you back in the attendee role here, but Alex will be around. And I see that there are some questions already coming in YouTube. We feel free to post your questions now. We will go through all of them later in the Q&A part of this session. So yeah, these are our ticket tiers. And then there is one thing that is really important for me to tell you, and that is the timeline. These early bird tickets expire on the 15th of October. So that means like 3 more days, midnight in Thai time. So that means by the end of the 14th, that's the last day to buy your early bird ticket. From the 15th on, you can't buy early bird tickets anymore. And the deadlines here are translated into other time zones. So ideally, if you made your decision already that you want to come to the Nomad Summit, please buy your ticket as early as possible, because this is a very important thing for us as the organizers to make sure that we can deliver the quality of the event that we want. And believe it or not, I know that it's an issue these days. People have commitment issues with buying a ticket for an event so far in the future, but there is no risk for you. The tickets are not refundable, but they're transferable. So that means if you buy an early bird ticket today, I'm absolutely sure you will find someone, and you can't make it in the last minute. I'm absolutely sure you will find someone in the community who will buy your early bird ticket from you in the week before the event. That's not a problem at all. But you, with buying the ticket now, you help us massively, not only with planning, but also with making commitments. And that means, for example, if we are finding the venue for the after party, we need to make sure that it's not too big and not too small. Also for food pre-orders and all these kind of things. Last year, we have sold about 50% of the tickets in the last 2 weeks. And that's, as an organizer, to be honest, that's not fun.
Very inconvenient.
For your mental health, because that really scares. I mean, everyone in the event industry tells you that this is the thing, people buy last minute. But as we brought back the event after 5 years of an extended COVID break, also as the new organizers, we were not sure about these things. And in the end, everything worked out. But we could have delivered higher quality. We could have invested more, like in swag, in goodies. We have some cool ideas for this year. I think we're not giving it away yet, but there will be a lot of cool stuff that we need to like buy in advance, order in advance, make sure the quantities are right. So if you made a decision already at one point that you want to go to the Nomad Summit, please do us a favor and do yourself a favor for a better event and buy your ticket.
Also, they will never be getting cheaper at any point. So the prices will only be going up.
Yeah, so even though we are planning some little promotions here and there, there will not be a situation where we will screw people over that have bought their tickets. So there will not be any point in the future where a ticket will be cheaper sold through us. Yeah. So Nomad Week, here is some statistics. Alexandra, I think that's where you want to shine.
Yeah, Nomad Week was such a cool and successful concept that I guess we just want to talk a little bit more about it, because it was originally such a small idea for people to just join in groups based on interest, maybe, that later grew into basically its own living thing that continued getting bigger and bigger until pretty much the last moment. So, as I mentioned already before, Nomad Week is a platform for the attendees to host their own events, and it's very easy to do it. There will be a submission form on the website where you can just send the information about your event, and we give you some help with finding the venues for that. And the statistics from the last year was that we had 56 events, we had more than 1,500 tickets, more than 450 participants in over 30 venues, and you can see the rest on the presentation. But it turned out amazing, to be honest. I was the one managing it. It was a little crazy how popular it was, because we had no clue how it's going to be. But this is why we're also introducing the premium perk of getting early registrations for these events, because they turned out to be very, very popular and filling up very, very quickly. I don't think there was any event that like didn't get a big bunch of people, let's say, attending them. And we are looking forward to see what Nomad Week will bring this year. And if, as an attendee, you have any idea in mind for what you want to gather people together, anything at all, ranging from some educational activities to just painting together or singing together or going on a hike together, we welcome you very much to use our website and our calendar to do that. And here's some examples of the side events from the Nomad Week last year. So you can see that there was a big range of things, from workshops such as how to build an online coaching business, or the secrets of an ex-Mr. Beast ideation specialist, productivity accelerator, to business networking meetups, multiple ones, breakfasts, lunches, dinners. We also had content creators lunch, SEO dinner, any kind of stuff that groups people based on their interests, the language of connection workshop, and even an urban therapy walk. So anything at all. And this is to give people more space to connect and also make your experience at the event very versatile and not just keep you in the big conference hall for 2 days.
Yeah, we will keep you entertained, and also we care for you for everything around that. So I see that in YouTube there is already a question for accommodation. We are just preparing a page that we will send out. I think probably in the next 2 weeks. We have some deals arranged. There are some co-livings, pop-up co-livings happening at the same time, like Nomads in Wonderlands and Made Co-living. We have, if you're just coming for a couple of days and might want the extra luxury, we have a great deal with the Shangri-La Hotel itself. So the question that I've seen on YouTube was about if it's better to find accommodation close to the venue. Yeah, the main venue Saturday, Sunday is in the Shangri-La, and of course it's a hotel where you can book a room as well, and we have good rates for that. But also side events are happening like all over Chiang Mai, and Chiang Mai is not a big city, so everything is within like 15 minutes scooter ride distance. And so basically, more or less, wherever you are in the city's perimeter, everything is easy to get to. And when it comes to the side events, they are all over Chiang Mai anyway. So we work with a lot of the co-working spaces, cafes, restaurants, co-livings, and chances are wherever your accommodation is in Chiang Mai, something will be close to you and others then will be further away. Yeah, traveling to Chiang Mai is, I think, something we would rather dive into during the Q&A. Chiang Mai has an international airport. So international flights, especially like long-haul flights, are currently not very many. So you usually rather fly through Bangkok or Singapore. But other than that, there's a lot of regional connections from Chiang Mai, and my personal favorite is taking the night train from Bangkok. So I've already booked that for this year in November. I'm flying into Bangkok, stay there for a couple of days, and then I take this old, I think, night train from the 60s. So it has some special charm
That
and
must
ambience.
be quite an experience.
Yeah, I really like that. I think like almost every time when I came to Chiang Mai so far and I traveled from abroad, I took that night train. The visas, usually with most Western passports, you now get 30 days. It used to be 60 days last year of visa-free stay. They took that back again to 30 days. You can extend that. And also there is this famous digital nomad visa of Thailand called DTV. That's if Thailand is something that you have on the list anyway and you want to return to, or maybe build a little winter home base there, makes a lot of sense to apply for that. It's valid for 5 years and always is a multi-entry visa that allows you to stay 180 days per trip. So even if you want to stay kind of all year round, you just need to do a border run and come back into the country. And then I think, yeah, we're in the Q&A section, and that's where I would stop sharing the screen and we just dive into the conversation and see what's up there. I see in YouTube in the chat, someone asked for applying as a speaker. And Alexandra has already shared the link to our speaker application form. It says like, I applied a week ago, but haven't received any reply. Maybe something must have gone wrong. because I mean, from your username here in YouTube, it's hard to guess what your what your name is, but there should at least have been an automated email confirmation. So the second the speaker application is in the system, you receive an email as a receipt for that. If you didn't get that email and also don't find it in your spam, it comes from our regular address, team@nomadsummit.com. So if you get other emails from us and you didn't get that one, then probably your application didn't go through. Just try it again.
But besides the automated confirmation, we will definitely get back to everyone who have applied. We have not done that yet. We are just in the beginning of assembling the program. And this is also to reply to the question of when will the program be online. Not yet, and not in the next couple of weeks for sure. We're going to be working on it and announcing speakers as we confirm them, because we want to approach this with like a lot of attention and be very thorough with the kind of program we want to compile. And also to reply to the question of what sort of speakers or talks we're looking for. We are very intentional about making the contents of the conference very hands-on, very applicable, very tangible, and also very storytelling. So I guess our ideal speaker persona is kind of a success story of someone who has done something that can help people level up in their economic freedom, because that's our main mission behind the brand generally, helping people scale from remote employee to a freelancer, to a solopreneur, to an entrepreneur, to founder. So someone who has achieved success at any of those steps and has something to share with people that will be applicable and that can teach them to do the same, basically, and help them in their lives. That is the main persona that we're looking for speakers. And I think on our speaker application page, there is a couple of examples of the more specific topics that we would love to have in our program.
Yeah, I've just seen here, Fabio, you have mentioned your name, and I found your email and I just responded to it with the link to our form. Yeah, in order to streamline all this process and make sure that no one gets left behind, we strictly lead every speaker that is approaching us to this form and this form only. So we get messages in Instagram and through email and whatever. This gets messy. We lose the overview here. And as you've seen already, Fabio, your email has been unresponded so far. Please, all who are interested in speaking, use this form. And that leads into a workflow on our side where we can make sure that everyone gets their response, whether an approval or a denial. To be also fully honest, we have already received quite a bunch of applications, and there are a lot of people who have raised interest and told us that they want to apply, and we just have a limited amount of slots. But what we definitely want to do, again, the underlying theme of Nomad Summit is this stairway to heaven, these steps to
Stairway
freedom.
to freedom. That's what it is.
From an employee to a remote employee to a freelancer to a founder, business owner, and investor. So that means for all of these 5 stages, we want to have program inspiring talks on the stage. And as Alexandra already said, your chances are higher to be asked to be a speaker or a panelist if you are able to share like real hands-on experience. If you've gone through that, if you run a business, if you are an investor with your own money, if you're just an advisor or a coach teaching someone else without doing what
the actual thing,
then we might not consider you. So yeah, we want people who can share their very own successes and also, of course, the learnings that came from failures. This is what makes the speakers at Nomad Summit authentic And that's how also in the past with the previous owner, with Johnny, it gained this reputation of this very high value talks on the stage, as well as, of course, the high value attendees that you can mix and mingle with.
That being said, that even if you don't get selected to be on stage as a speaker, as an attendee, you can always host your side event during the Nomad Week. So if you really want to get that speaking experience, that is a good way to do that as well.
Yeah. Also, as here in the comments, you asked for if there is a talk about investment. Yes, absolutely. We are currently debating what that will look like. Most probably, what we have in mind is having like a quick power talk about some basics and latest trends and new things coming up, but then more like a panel discussion of people that talk about their own diverse investment strategy. People with maybe different focuses. Of course, we need the inevitable crypto investors here, as well as people with other focuses and want to talk about different asset classes and channels there, like P2P, stock market, ETF plans and stuff.
What makes our conference different from the previous ones? We have a new question.
That's interesting. Yeah, I quickly wanted to elaborate a little bit on that, on what Alexandra just said about like if you're applying as a speaker but might not end up on our main stage, the side events are your place. This also applies for a lot of topics that don't fit into the grand scheme of.
Is this my internet or never mind?
Yeah, hello. No, looks on my side it works.
I think it's my internet,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, so a lot of things that don't fit into the grand scheme and on the main stage of Nomad Summit, they have their place as side events, and everyone can apply for that, and we try to accommodate as good as we can with the venues that we have. So this is the additional service that we offer from our side, is as we partner with all those amazing co-working spaces of Chiang Mai and their venues, we make sure that whatever kind of side event you want to host, you'll find that. And if it's a yoga class, or we had like a LinkedIn workshop, I think that was among the most popular side events that we had this year, where we had to increase capacity twice. So these kind of things absolutely are home in the Nomad Week. What makes this year different from the previous one? First, we're getting bigger and better. So you will definitely feel that we gained more experience and confidence as the new organizers. So now we know how Chiang Mai and Nomad Summit brand can pull off. We feel that already on the side of ticket sales as per now, and also on the side of partnership conversations. You have just seen Alex of GigSky here, and we are very grateful for them for many reasons. The first one is what GigSky offers is a perfect match with our audience and our brand. You've seen there are a lot of eSIM providers around there, and many of them are just popping up out of thin air, and it's a bit hard to see how sustainable they actually are, especially when they're trying to sell like an annual plan or a lifetime pass. And GigSky is the OG in this industry. They've been around for a long time, and they were the first ones to ever issue eSIMs together with Apple with the iPhone. So this is a reputable brand, and they approached us. So these are the little things that make a huge difference. While last year we as the organizers felt a little bit like fighting an uphill battle. We had to prove not only that Nomad Summit is still a thing, but also who we are, that we can pull this off. So sponsors were quite hesitant and first wanted to see that we deliver, and some attendees as well, especially those that joined the Nomad community after COVID that haven't heard of or been to a Nomad Summit that happened in Chiang Mai since 2015 every year. And so we've placed it back onto the map. And that means while the last year's event ended, financially speaking, at a loss, that was not planned, but we were accepting this. We were ready for this because we wanted to invest into bringing great quality back on the stage and upgrading the brand. And now, as we've seen this works and people are coming back, we are able to improve many little things that you will, if you're not an event professional, maybe not see at the first spot, but the entirety of all these little improvements will make your event experience one that's one level up. And I mean, we have a lot of ideas already. We're discussing, we're putting things forward, but I think, yeah, we're not sharing any of those details.
Not sharing any specific details yet, no.
I would say we'll have another Q&A maybe early December.
Yeah, sure.
and then we can also introduce some of the speakers and tell a little bit about those little things that we'll do better and improve over last time.
While we're waiting for more questions, I have a question for you, Chris. What are you looking forward to the most in coming back to Chiang Mai and preparing the conference and the conference itself?
So with the conference itself, it's definitely the people. I had this very special moment last year at the beginning that whenever I think of it again, it gives me goosebumps. And that's at the opening evening. So I had been to the last two Nomad summits before COVID in 2019 and in January 2020. So I knew some people from back then. That's how I knew Johnny in the first place. And I had built some strong relationship with people that I kept contact with, and I had met people that I hadn't met since then. And with this year's Nomad Summit, at the opening event, let's say for some people that arrived for the first time at the Shangri-La, even though we had our signage along the way everywhere, going through this maze and finding where the opening mixer was not the easiest thing. So when we prepared that, I decided to greet everyone at the front door and guide them and tell them where to find the place. So
I remember that.
Yeah, I greeted every single one with a handshake. And there were people that, and now I'm getting goosebumps. There were people that I knew from the Nomad community. There were people that were that I didn't know at all that I welcomed there. And then when the very first person came through the door that I had met at the last Nomad Summit in 2020 and didn't have any contact since then, and I saw that his name is Christian, he's Hungarian, living in the UK for most of the time. When he came through the door, I was like, wow, this really works. Nomad Summit is the platform that connects people, brings them together, and brings them back to the same place.
Nice. Yeah, I remember that when you were standing there and I was bringing you drinks sometimes so that you don't step away from the door and can personally shake hands with everyone.
There was another thing, I mean, the question of Michael here in the Q&A was not what makes it better, what makes it different. And one minor thing, maybe this is not very crucial for you as an attendee, but for the brand and what we want to build here with the event, it makes a huge difference. And that's like when we last year, I always say last year, when we with this year's Nomad Summit, but the planning was happening last year, when we came up with this idea of Nomad Week as a platform for side events. We wanted to make this a platform for both our attendees and also for non-attendees who can, for a symbolic cover charge, buy a ticket for a side event. And only at these additional ticket income was meant to be distributed to the event hosts. But as the amounts were so symbolic, it just meant that there was a lot of admin work to distribute $5, $10, $20. And at that point, we decided to offer each of those side event hosts the opportunity to whether take that money, no questions asked, of course, that was the deal, or donate it to a pot that would be matched by us. So if you would get $25 out of those ticket fees, we would add another 25 from our funds, make it 50, and then donate it to the Foundation for Education in Rural Communities in Thailand. So this is an NGO that gives out scholarships to underprivileged children in rural communities outside of Chiang Mai and like in the mountain villages, and makes sure that these children can finish high school. And so this was such a good idea that came too late. I mean, it didn't come too late. In the end, we donated 25,000 baht in total, like half by the from the side event host and the other half from us. That we decided this year we will raise this minimum cover fee from $5 to $10, and it's mandatory donation. So this is not a business model for anyone. We want people to be able to attend these side events, but also the money goes then at the end of this all to FERC, the Foundation for Education in Rural Communities. If you want to check it out.
So Nomad Week became a charitable machine in the end. Sorry, what did you say before?
Just reading through the questions. I think we...
Could you try again?
What's that?
My Siri just decided that I was speaking to her. I was not.
Yeah, I think we've covered all the questions for now. So
Yep.
I would say, oh wait, there's one more. When is the Nomad Week again, and how do you sign up to host some of those events? Nomad Week comes like straight after the main event.
So it's from the 19th until 26th of January. So we have the conference, the main 2 days of the conference on the 17th and 18th of January. That's Saturday and Sunday. And then the week after that, 19th to 26th of January, another Monday to Sunday, is the Nomad Week. And you can sign up to host the event once you buy the ticket. So this is only open for the attendees, and there will be a form on the website. I think we don't have
but
it
not
yet.
yet.
Right?
So
Yeah.
first I mean, there's no point in putting that up already. We'll probably do that end of November, early December, latest. Maybe a little. End of November.
Yeah.
But as an attendee, if you have bought your ticket, bought your ticket, that was the keyword. We also wanted to give away a discount code. So yeah,
Only for those who have stayed with us until this moment.
Yeah, if you made it to this point, yeah, there is a discount code if you buy your. Do you need to pay tax to Thailand for the income? There's a question coming in the live chat that's a bit out of context. Did you mean like for the side events? I mean, the side event money will be donated to this foundation this year. There's no income to be taxed. But yeah, tax is a good keyword. We had a side event that was all about international tax setups and how to structure your nomad life. We might also bring that to the main stage this year. Not sure yet. We're in a conversation with a potential partner for that. But yeah, definitely it's a big topic for the nomad community. So that was another cliffhanger, the discount code. If you are buying your early bird ticket, so before midnight of the 14th to 15th Thai time, the tickets are at a competitive price already anyway, but you will get 10% off if you type in the code. I've shared it somewhere. Alexandra, do you have it?
Yes.
Yeah, so you get 10% off. You type in the code Q&A 10. That's spelled QANDA and then the number 10. And if you buy 3 tickets or more, you get 15% off with the code Q&A 15 plus. So that's QANDA in letters, then 15, and then spelled out plus PLUS. So Q&A 10 for 10% discount on one ticket, Q&A 15 plus for 2 tickets or more.
I shared it in the chat as well.
Now it's in
I can delete the comments later.
Yeah, I
we are
wanted it
done.
in the audio only for people who listen to this. Let's see. But I mean, it's just
Very hard to perceive and write it correctly from hearing it. So I'll just leave it in the chat for now, and I will remove it as soon as we are done with the live, so that it's only exclusively for those who are here right now with us.
And who listen to the recording. So it is in the audio, but you need to listen through it. Just like we had a code the other day in our podcast episode. So as a little side note here now, if you are not yet a subscriber of the Nomad Summit podcast, since end of March, we have a weekly podcast. It's always maximum 30 minutes per episode, professionally produced with our third co-host in this, Palebo. So to make sure that we have great audio quality and are available in all the platforms. So wherever you get your podcasts, check for the Nomad Summit podcast. And we have brand new episodes every Wednesday that not only tell a personal story of some outstanding individuals in our community, but also come back with a lot of inspiration, whether for your business or for the lifestyle itself.
And occasionally cool bonuses like specific discount.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we are. I guess we are through all the questions. And yeah, if you're signed up, we will come back via email with all the relevant details. Follow us on Instagram as well. Subscribe to the podcast, and then see you in Chiang Mai. I will be there from end of November. I think I'll arrive on the 25th of November, and Alexandra already a bit earlier even, right?
I think so. Yeah, on the 18th, I think.
Yeah, so we'll be all around through December. I'm pretty sure we'll have some in-person meetups in December as well. So you will find us, and we will need to still decide where the base camp of the Nomad Summit will be this year, but we'll probably then find a place and communicate that where the team is working from, and then you can meet us there as well.
And bring all your ideas to us.
Okay, I'm ending the stream here for now. Just giving you a last chance to type in a question or something. It's not coming. So then have a nice Sunday evening. And
thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. Kapun kap.
Kapun ka.
Tak.